on today's webinar. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's such a privilege to be here, and I must say a very big thank you to you and your entire team for inviting me.
Oh, no, we are more than happy to have you. Like you're doing so much in the freelance space, and for us, we want to learn. Money, everyone wants money, so we need to learn. So thank you. And I know you've had like a busy schedule, and this is you like sacrificing, making a sacrifice to be here. So we don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. Yeah, for being here. And
You're
how's
welcome.
your program going? Maybe, yeah,
It's
how's
going
it
really,
going?
it's going really well. Thank you. It's been a roller coaster since Sunday, and we've got the
Mm,
grand finale today. So I'm super
wonderful.
excited about that.
Great. Okay, so we'll just give people time to just join in from LinkedIn. Welcome, 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 everyone. Nice to have you join us. This is our monthly webinar where we bring in the best minds to come and share something that will transform your life. I think back to back we've been having this and it's been really transformational. And today we have another awesome guest who is helping us get this up on the way. So I'll just be checking the LinkedIn starts while we wait for more people to join, and then we hand it over to you completely. Yes, it's streaming now on LinkedIn. At least I can see that on my phone. Yeah, let's get people in. Let's get them in, get them in. Yes, I think people are joining in. Nice to have you join us. So you can, hi, yes, good to have you join. Yes, we can see people. Marina, nice to have you join us. Salami. So who are those who are available? Just keep saying hi so that we can get things up and running. Happiness is here. Daniel is here. Nice to have you join us. So pick one where you joining from, and that will help us. We'll just I'll say that to Bolu, so she'll see that today we're having some people from different places joining us. Yes, Ropa is here already. Nice to have you join, Ropa. So Marina said Germany. I know Europa is Zimbabwe, Daniel, Nigeria, Happiness, Nigeria. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Okay, so while that is happening on the background, and I'll be looking out, trust me, I'm monitoring the chat, so feel free to just drop. Um, so welcome once again to our monthly webinar. What do we do here? Very simple. We believe in what we call the 8 C's of success, just simple things that we've worked with, that has worked for us, and we enjoy sharing it with others to help them succeed in life. And for us, we see it as a roadmap to successfully building your dream career or life, right? Whether we like it or not, like our lives, our careers, they are in front of us. It's not something you can run from, and you have to be intentional in how you build that. There are two ways to build it. One is by design, and the other is by default. By design is you're in control as much as possible. You're the one building, putting the blocks together, and that's where we want to be. Or by default, where life just happens, where it's like, this job happened to me, this life just happened to me, and that's not what we want. And that's why we do this webinar every single month to get people to learn from others, from experts, like how can they build the right blocks in their lives. And quickly, I'll just run through the 8 C's. The first is clarity. Clarity is this is where you get to understand your strengths, your passions, what are you good at. Courage. Courage is where you design your career. Like, what do you want it to be? Like, it's not easy, right? Because the traditional path is go to school, get a degree, get into the workforce, and just try to find your way to the top. I think that's how it goes. But you need to be courageous enough to design what you actually want for yourself. Consistency, right? How can you show up consistently, even days where you don't feel like showing up and you know you need to show up? You need to build that skill, capacity, increase your skill set, and just grow so that you're adding value continuously. Collaboration, what Bolu and I were doing here, working with people, like-minded people. You want to change things. You want that career, you want that good life. How can you really work with others? Commitment, working with mentors, coaches like myself, like Bolu, or accountability partners, right? Even your friends, your family, they can be your accountability partners. But what we want is if you say you're going to do something, you go ahead to do it. credibility, your personal brand, your reputation, how people perceive you, because in today's digital economy, and Bolu will tell us more about that, how people perceive you affects how much you earn, right? So your ability to show up well, and then finally creativity. How can you create an offer that people cannot refuse? And so Bolu will typically touch around a couple of these, just to pass across her message like every other guest. And so, yeah, a lot for us to take in. So please feel free to go to the chat. If you have questions, I will just bring it straight up to her, and she will respond. And by the way, if you're interested in joining us live in the studio, I think there are 4 extra slots. The link is there, and maybe Happiness or Rupa, you can help we share the link. Feel free to join. I think once we're 6 in the studio, automatically it will just prevent other people from joining. So what do you get from being in the studio? You get to ask real-time questions, not through the chat, but you can come off mute and ask Bolu. You can turn on your camera so we can see your beautiful or handsome face, and just give us that energy within the studio. So whoever is interested, there are just 4 slots available. So please feel free to utilize it. We look forward to seeing you. So at this point, Bolu, are you ready?
Yes, I'm more than ready.
Wonderful. So I will hand over to you now. I'll just stop sharing my screen and then you can take over.
All right. Okay, seems you've stopped sharing.
Yes. So you
All
can
right.
share yours.
Awesome. I'll try to share mine. Sharing my screen. And here we go. Okay. All right. So, once again, I want to say a very, I just want to say good evening to everybody, or good morning, good afternoon, depending on exactly where you've joined us from. All right. I'm going to go straight to the point this evening because of time. All right. So, if you're here, please forgive me that I just want us to get as much as we can in the shortest amount of time that we can get it. Okay, so but I'll say that even though it will look like it would almost look like a rush through, it doesn't make it any less valuable. It doesn't make it any less potent, right? This is something that has worked over and over and over again for so many clients that I've worked with, so many people within 6 weeks turning their skills into money, right? Turning their skills into cash, into something that is changing their lives. So, how do we do this? The topic for today is monetizing your skills in the digital age, right? And you see, there is almost no better
Bolu,
time
one
to
minute.
live.
Do you want to put it on slideshow? Because it's not currently on slideshow, so we can
So you
maximize the
can
screen.
see
Is that
that.
fine?
Okay, yeah, that's
Yes.
absolutely fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Good. Can you see it now?
Okay, not the maximized one. Are you using 2 screens?
Um,
Or is it one?
I'm using one.
One. Okay. So let's
Yeah.
try again, just to see
Okay.
the
Give me a second.
slideshows.
Yeah, I know what. Just give me a second.
Okay.
I'll come back.
For those joining online, feel free to share your expectations. What do you hope to get out of today's session? Saba from Pakistan, thank you. What are you hoping to get? While Bolu just projects that again. And feel free to repost so that others can see this and join. I think our numbers are growing, so good. We're currently 15 on LinkedIn, and counting.
Um, all right. Is
Okay.
it better now?
Not full, but let's go ahead. I think just go ahead. At least I can see it. I hope others, because they're using,
Okay.
yeah, somebody said make it slideshow. F5. Thank you, Gajanan. Thank you. Say use F5.
Yeah, for some reason. For some reason, I'm having
So,
issues with that. Give me a
okay,
second, please. Yeah.
no worries. Thank you. We have an IT guy in the house, Gajana. Thank you. Yeah, but feel free to drop your expectations. And maybe while she's doing that as well, what skill in the digital age would you want to monetize? What skill do you think you can monetize? Let's see. What I know we have so many skills and we're good at so many things, but if you're given the opportunity to monetize one now, what is that one skill you want to monetize? Feel free to share in the chat. Let's see. For me, I am currently monetizing my coaching skill, but if I want to monetize any other thing, I think it should be podcasting, just speaking, like being, yeah, a keynote speaker and making so much money from it. So that's one thing I would definitely want. Thank you, Ijoma, for joining. Ijoma is joining from Bonnie. So maybe others feel free to drop what skill do you feel you have that mostly if it's a fun skill or any skill, don't mind me. But what skill would you want to monetize? Let's see.
All right. I think we'll just have to manage it the way it is. I I kind of know what might be wrong. Oh goodness.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Uh, we can proceed with it. I would try and I will just see if I can like make it bigger or zoom into it. But go ahead. Feel free.
All right.
Yes, Chigo says she would like to monetize her language skills. I think that's fantastic. Video editing skills by Daniel, storytelling by Marina. Good, good, good. Let's keep it coming. Those are interesting stuff. Thank you for joining from India. Takfudwa. I hope I got this correctly. I hope I did. Close the deal. Spencer, do you want to drop more comments on what close the deal is? Okay, so I think we can hand back to Bolu. Please just bear with us. For some reason, she's having issues with the projection, but I think it should still be clear enough for us to proceed. Bolu, just take it over to you.
Okay, can anybody see my screen now or can you hear me?
Yes, I can see it. I can hear you. Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Oops, seems the network having a glitch,
I can't
system
hear you,
glitch today.
Wilson. I don't know if it's me.
I can hear you though. Can you hear me? I can hear you clearly. Oops, maybe there's a network glitch.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
You can hear me and you can see my
Mm-hmm.
screen.
Yes.
Okay, for some reason I can't hear anybody. I can't see your screen, but I'll just continue. Okay. Wilson, I'm going to be live on I'll just go I'm opening my inbox on LinkedIn. So if there is any issues and you can hear me, just notify me on LinkedIn and then I'll
Okay.
be with you. All right.
Sure.
So just back to sharing my screen again. And so sorry if it doesn't come up in so sorry if it doesn't come up in presentation mode. I have an idea of what's going on, but there is almost nothing I can do at this time. All right, so I was saying that there is almost no better time. Oh goodness, I think I have the wrong slide again. Oh my god. Give me a second, please. I've got the wrong slides up. Don't worry, all we are going to do this and we're going to do it well, okay? Just a second and we'll be fine. Open with. No. All right. So Wilson, I'm back in the studio. Can you hear me? Okay, I can see you speaking, so I'll just assume that you can hear me. Once again, to everybody in the studio, my apologies. I'm not sure exactly what has gone wrong, but I'm having some tech issues. But we're going to go ahead. I'm going to use alternate slides because I right now I can't find my slide, but we're still going to do it and we're going to do this well, okay? All right, so once again, I'll share my screen and then I hope that you can manage what you're able to see. Okay, so here we go, and back in presentation mode. In case it's not in presentation mode, my apologies once again. So today we're going to be talking about how to find a high paying niche on social media or monetizing your skills in a digital age. All right. And as I was introduced earlier, my name is Bolu.
Just a
Bolu Tife
second.
Ademukoya, and most people call me
Bo,
Coach B or Biolu, right? I'm a multiple
Bolu, are
certified
you
career
sharing?
development coach. I've got certifications from Oxford University, ICF certified, ICC certified, founder of the Young African Freelancers community that serves young Africans going into freelancing all over Africa. And I'm also the convener of the Freelance MBA series. So we're not going to go deep into all of this today because of time. However, we'll start with the big question that I believe that almost everybody in this room has, which is, do I have skills? Do I even have skills that are monetizable? Are my skills good enough, right? Are my skills good enough for people to want to pay me for it? Or maybe the other question is, you're thinking, and if you feel that way, can you just maybe signify in the chats for me, right? You have skills, you know that you do have skills, but you have questions around your skills. So you're thinking, one, am I skill is this skill something that is worth selling? That's one question, right? And then or sometimes you think, yeah, maybe it's worth selling, but will people buy it from me? I know they buy from other people, but will they really buy it from me? That's number two. Another question that people ask, or we don't probably, you don't even ask this, but these are conversations that go on in our heads. The third question is, are they willing to pay me enough, enough money that would even make me resign my job or leave that thing I don't like doing, and then I can just focus on this skill, right? That's the big question that most of us keep asking. All of us in this room, we have skills, and I'm happy that earlier on, Wilson already began to ask people, what skills do you want to monetize? Someone already said my language skills. People have so many amazing skills, things that you can't even think about, right? So I'll tell you, if you can answer, or if you have a good answer to any of these guiding questions that I'm going to ask, right? I need you to know that you have skills that can be monetized, okay? So if you've been having that conversation with yourself, you've been thinking about it, you've been seeing people online, and you see people doing amazing things, and you're wondering, am I, is this for me? Is monetizing skills for somebody like me? If you can answer any of these questions confidently, I'm saying to you, absolutely yes, you have skills that you can monetize. So let's start with the first question. Do you have something that people usually ask you for advice about? Right? You know that this particular thing, many people just would usually gravitate towards you when it comes to that thing. So for some people, it's just relationship advice they come to you for. Anything relationship, it's your desk that it will land on. It can be something technical at work. So maybe there's a particular area in your place of work. It could be Excel for you. It could be a particular software. It could be handling calls, right? What is that thing that when people just think of it, it's you they think about? If you have something like that in your life, then you have a skill that you can monetize, okay? Another question that I'll say you can ask yourself is, do you have a problem that you have successfully solved for yourself and others? So we have people doing amazing things today. I have people that, I've heard of people that are monetizing things like their recovery from a divorce, right? Right? In fact, recently I heard of somebody that is an infidelity recovery coach. So this person, has gone through through a phase where there was an infidelity in the marriage, and they were able to overcome it, and that has been monetized, right? Some people, all sorts of problems. It could be, maybe you didn't, maybe you had issues with planning meals, right? And all of a sudden you found an answer to that. That is something that you can monetize. The next question is, do you have skills, experiences, or an expertise that other people find valuable? Is there something that is really interesting about you that people are curious about, people come to you for? So maybe you've worked in a particular sector for years, and people will ask you questions. So this will be, for example, people that are maybe lawyers. Maybe you've helped with company registration, you've helped with so many things for a long period of time, and anything that has to do with filling of forms, registrations, all of that, people are coming to you for that. Then you have a skill that is monetizable. Another thing is, what topics or industries am I genuinely passionate about? Okay, so if you have topics that nobody even needs to do anything, you just want to talk about it, you just want to find out what's going on, you find yourself keeping yourself up to date about this particular sector, then that is something also that can be monetized. Okay, another question, this is another one, this is like a litmus test. Do you have something that for 1 hour without preparation you can keep talking about it? For 1 hour straight you just keep talking about this thing, and you won't stop. Then you have a skill that you can monetize. Okay, another question you can ask is there something that you are happy to do even if nobody pays you for it? Do you have something that even if nobody pays you, you just find yourself you're doing it? Okay, you might have a skill that can be monetized. And there's this question, this one I would usually say you should ask people around you, and you can ask them, what is one thing that you can confidently recommend me for? Something that you can recommend me to somebody that is reputable, and you not be afraid that I will mess it up. What is that one thing? Okay, so if you're able to do that, then that is another pointer. If people are able to tell you, that's another pointer that you have a skill that can be monetized. Now we'll just jump straight into something I call the 4WD. Okay, and it's called the four wheels of monetization. I like to think of having a skill as wanting to drive. You want to drive a car to a particular destination. So imagine that the success you want to achieve, whatever success means to you, maybe it's money, maybe it's fulfillment, maybe it's popularity, maybe it's unlocking certain opportunities. Just imagine that success, your skill is a car, and you want to drive that car into that success. Okay, so your success is what you're going to, is your destination, right? The success is the destination you're going for, whereas your car is the skill that you want to drive in there. So if the car is your skill, success is the destination, your car has four wheels. Okay, and this is the reason why many people struggle when it comes to monetization. Many people have skills, they have a car, but their car doesn't have wheels. Okay, so what are these four wheels? We'll just dive straight into the four wheels. The first wheel is this something that you like? I remember at the beginning of the tech, what do I call it now? The tech age. At the onset of the tech age, everybody wanted to go into tech. Every people were leaving, their jobs and all of that. And yeah, I want to learn tech. I want to learn a tech skill and all of that, right? Not considering if it was something that they have a flair for, or if it's something that they are able to, they have the capacity to handle. Okay, as much as I believe in anybody can do anything, I absolutely believe in that. There is nothing you set your heart to do that you will not be able to do. But there is also the place of, there are things that naturally we are better inclined to do than others. Okay, so if you're going to monetize something, I would usually say that you go for something that you are naturally a bit better inclined, or you have a natural inclination to be successful at. Now when I say this, please don't dive to the very end of this conversation, which is where people will now say, oh, I'm not passionate about it. Is not, no, 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 that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is something more, is way more practical. So for example, you know that you struggle with anything that is maybe mathematics. anything that is analytical, you know that you struggle with it, and then you now say that what you want to the skill you want to monetize is business analytics. Do you see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, if you're going to monetize, right, monetize something that is a possibility for you, not something that will lead you to another realm of frustration. Okay, now what the love is not, I'm not talking about passion, because passion is very transient. Passion, today you can be passionate about something, tomorrow you're passionate about something, you can be passionate about anything at any time. So please leave passion out of this equation right now. What I'm talking about is, do you have a natural inclination to be able to succeed in this thing? Okay, there are some of us that when it comes to singing, right, we when it comes to singing, we're just not that gifted in that line. We can learn to sing, we can learn to sing well, but in the process of me learning to sing and learning to sing very well, people that are naturally inclined to do it would have gone farther if they put in the same amount of effort. So I'm saying that find something that is that goes in the natural area of your strength. Okay, you're way more likely to succeed doing something like that than something that you just pick out of the blues because, oh, they said this thing is working. So that's the first one. The second one is this something that people need? So this is where now monetization is coming in here right now. So many people think, oh, I have skills. Everybody is trying to sell a skill, and that's the problem. Nobody goes to the market to buy skills. Nobody will go to the market and say, right, people go to buy solutions, right? Because they need a solution to a problem. So think of your skill and think of the solution that your skill can solve. Okay, so that's the second thing to look at. Is this something that people need? Right, and the more you're able to re-engineer that conversation, that thing that you like, that skill that you have identified, the more you're able to re-engineer it towards something that people need, then you're on the way, you're on the road to success, using your car. The third thing is, even if people need it, are they willing to pay? Are they willing to pay for it? Right, and I'll talk a bit about this shortly. And the fourth one is, am I good at it? Am I good at it? Let's go to, am I good at it? When I say, am I good at something? See, the thing with, am I good at it? I know that many people kill themselves with the imposter syndrome, right? Especially when it comes to monetizing digital skills. You start asking yourself questions, you're questioning yourself, telling yourself other people are better than you. Who am I to do this? The imposter is dealing with you. Anybody can become good at anything they set their hearts to. All you need is a decision, right now, right where you are. You can make that decision today, immediately, and say, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do with my life, this is the skill I want to monetize. And then you make a plan. I'm going to share a plan with you just towards the end of this discussion that you can look at, and then you can use it to plan yourself. Okay, and finally, the other one I said I was going to come back to is, are people willing to pay? People will be willing to pay for anything. You just need to learn the art of creating an offer. Okay, so that skill, the end point before you can monetize is for you to make a skill into an offer. So let me give an example. You're good with writing. Writing is a skill. Nobody is just looking for writing. No. What they are looking for, what somebody is looking for is, they have a business that is not doing well, right? And they want to use that creativity to increase the value on their business. So if you go on social media, maybe you use Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn, and you just put there, I'm a writer, that might not catch the attention of somebody that has the needs. Okay, because you're not speaking the language they understand. You're just telling us what you can do. That is, you're trying to sell a skill. Your car has only one wheel, and that's why it's not moving. Okay, so instead of doing that, the second thing is, what do people need? People need to increase their visibility, or the visibility of their business. Do you understand? So they don't just need a writer, they need somebody that can create content that will increase their visibility, so that people can find them easily online and pay for their services. That's what they need. The end point is what? Payment for services. So when you're positioning yourself, you don't just say writer, right? You will say, I will help you do what? I I would increase the number of people, I will increase the number of clients you're getting on a monthly basis, right? Through content writing. Do you see that? Do you see the difference? So the difference is, one says I'm a writer, one person says I will get you, I will solve your problem through writing. Now we are moving closer to an offer. But just saying that is not enough, right? Because when you're able to say, oh, this is what I will do for you, that's a promise. Okay, that's just a promise. The next thing you need to do is to make it an offer. Is It's like now you have a cake that is not iced. You now need to put icing on the cake, right? And your icing will be, think of all of the things that this person, like all of this person's problem, and start putting the answers on on top of your cake, right? All the things that this person needs, you need to find the answers and start putting them in. So when you say something like, you're going to get them clients, you know that immediately the person is already afraid and saying, oh, now they'll come and charge me, right? The person is thinking, oh, you're going to charge me exorbitant fees. So the next thing you want to do again is say, I'm going to give you a good price point. Now you're making an offer. Do you understand? So I'll write content that converts for you. I'll write you content that converts clients, right? That, so you add an offer to it and say, I will do price point. That's you've put some icing on the cake. You think of something else that you can give to them. Okay, they are afraid, they are not sure, they need a guarantee of the numbers, right? How many clients can you get for them on a monthly basis? So when you say on a monthly basis, I will write content that will land 20 clients, 20 high ticket clients, or maybe 5 high ticket clients, or 20 clients generally into your business, then you're making an offer, because they're looking at it. There are many things, there are many layers on that cake, and then you've turned your skill into something that is monetizable. If you are with me, if you're still here and you're learning, just type learning for me in the chat box. If you're learning something, this is making sense, type learning in the chat box, okay? If this is all you've learned today, honestly, you have learned a lot, okay? But I'll just go a little bit deeper when it comes to monetization. So we talked about all those questions earlier, right? All those questions about, or what is that thing that you can do. So at the end of the day, I know that many people get confused. So many people are confused, they're not sure what to do. Wilson, if you're on LinkedIn, please let me know if you're seeing the right screen. If you can see exactly what I'm showing right now. You should have a picture of different cars, and
Can you hear me?
something. Or if you can speak, you can also let me know. But I don't think I can hear you. So if you can just drop that for me on LinkedIn. I just need to be sure that you can see the right screen. All right. So once you've answered all those questions, another common question I get with people is, people find out that they have so many skills they can monetize, and it causes confusion. And I like that one of the things that the growth plug community promotes is clarity. If you don't have clarity, you can't go far. You can't go to different destinations at the same time. Do you see that? You cannot go to different destinations at the same time. If you embark on 5 different destinations, you most likely not arrive at any one. You keep going from pillar to post, okay? Oh no. So Wilson says you can't see my screen. Oh my. All right. I'm not sure why. Okay, I really hope you might be able to see it now. I hope you're able to see it. But even if you can't see it, please just come with me, okay? So we talked about different things. You might have more than one skill, and in the process of having more than one skill, it might lead to confusion, okay? What I my the way I would advise you to go with it is, go for your best foot. So look at the 4 tires of each of the wheels, right? For each skill, fixing the 4 tires, what is the best that you can give to people? Okay, so ask yourself, okay, is this something I like? Is this something that is feasible for me? That's one. The second wheel is, do people need it, right? Answer the question for each skill that you have. When you're done answering the question, you will see what your offer looks like. That's the final wheel. Look at the best offer you can give. Now, based on the offer, you find which one is your best foot. You find out which skill is your Lamborghini, and you find which one is your Toyota. Okay, I hope these companies don't come for me. So the next thing is, I'll just take us very quickly through 5 steps to choosing a high paying niche. Okay, 5 steps you can take to choose a high paying niche. And the first step will be identifying your skills, your strengths, your passion or interest, all those things that we talked about earlier. You need to answer those questions. So when you answer the questions, you are able to say, okay, these are the different things that I can do. Okay, so a profitable niche is something that has to be sustainable for you. It has to be enjoyable. So ask yourself, what topics do I enjoy talking about? What are my skills, or what skills, knowledge, or experiences do I have? What are the things that people ask me for advice on? And then this will be your skill. So that's the first step. Okay, so step number one is identify your skills. The second one, this is putting in the second wheel, is your research. So that you want to find market demand. Not all niches are immediately profitable. Okay, so you want to check, is there an existing demand for the skill that I want to monetize, right? What solutions are people searching for in this area? What are this what are, Who are the successful influencers, or what are the successful businesses in this area, right? What are they niching down to? What are they choosing? What are their offers? This will guide you when you're creating yours. Okay, the third one is, what niche content are people engaging with? This will give you an idea of what people want. So when people put out posts, which one are people really talking about? Which ones are people ignoring? So the third thing is also, so after you've looked at what other people are doing, you then want to look at your own unique angle. Because if you don't have a unique angle, then what happens is that you get lost in the crowd. Okay, so you want to find something unique about the way you want to offer it. And trust me, every one of us, we have something unique about us. So the first one is, you can have a unique approach by adding a personal touch of passion or experience. If you have like extensive experience in a field, that's something. Okay, that's an example. Another thing is there a way you can solve a specific part of the problem better than others? Then that could be your unique angle. Another thing is creating a big promise. This is one thing I coach all my clients to do. Whatever you're doing, have a big promise. Instead of just saying I write content, tell them the number of clients you will bring for them. And it does something not only for you, it does not only for your clients, it also does something to you. Because once you've made that promise, you will stretch yourself to be able to deliver. What many intending freelancers try to do is, they try to be able to deliver before they set out. How? You can't do that. You need to, you allow the goal stretch you. That's what you'll do. When you allow the goal stretch you, you will stretch. There is no how you will fail. So far you are committed to getting that result, you will get it. Okay, so make a big promise and then figure out how to help your clients get that to achieve the promise, or whatever promise that you've given to them. So for example, if you look at our freelance MBA program, we promise people within 6 weeks you will earn $1,000. When I first made that promise, I did not know how. I had no idea how. I had like ideas of, okay, these are the things we would like to do, but it was not as if I had like $10,000 that I would give out to people and say, oh, you've completed the course, take your $1,000. But eventually we figured it out, and today we've got the testimonies of people earning their first $1,000 after completing our program. Okay, so create a big promise. So I give an example here. If you teach social media growth and you are an accountant, your unique angle could be helping accountants earn $20,000 more through their LinkedIn presence. Okay, so you're very specific, and you see that you've added your experience, you've added a big promise. So this will make you unique in your own field. This is what you then be known for. Another thing is, in finding your unique angle, is understanding your audience. So you can't sell to everybody. If you try to sell to everybody, uh you 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 won't be as desirable. That's Let me just manage the English I've used to describe it this evening. So if you're trying to sell to everybody, then you won't be as desirable to a few people. Okay, but you can leverage. There's something, or maybe a better way to explain it is this: you should aim to be a big fish in a small ocean rather than a small fish in a big ocean. And the reason you want to do this is because if you are a small fish in a big ocean, other big fishes will swallow you. nobody will see you. But if you're a big fish in a small pond, right, you are the king of that pond. Eventually you can move to the ocean. Okay, so think about who exactly you're speaking to. What is the demographics of people that you're speaking to? Are you focusing on freelancers? Are you focusing on women, men, corporates? Be very specific about the kind of people you want to speak to. Think of what their biggest fears, struggles, and desires are. Find out where they hang out online, and this is what will determine your platform. You don't choose a platform because they say, oh, LinkedIn is raining now or Instagram is raining now. No, you choose a platform based on where your target audience are, right? And then you adopt a language or writing style that speaks directly to the people you want to sell to. So for example, many professionals usually check their LinkedIn from time to time. TikTok is the home of video content, and your target audience needs to determine your positioning. Finally, you want to validate your monetization potential, right? You want to make people willing to pay for your services. And how do you do this? Define all possible income streams. Okay, so don't just think of, oh, this is my skill. Instead, how can I make money from this? What are all the possible income streams for this? So for example, it could be digital products you're selling. Are you selling courses, ebooks, templates? Do you want to offer a signature coaching or consulting service? Do you have are there influencer opportunities? Are there big companies that are looking for influencers? So yours might just be writing about it regularly, and then you would reach out to influencers to promote their products. There are so many ways you can monetize. Another way to monetize is with YouTube ads, right? So you can keep posting on YouTube, putting out useful content. People are watching you, listening to you, and then the platforms will pay you. All right, so these are so many things you need to do. And then finally is, once you've made an offer, you've decided on what you want to do, you need to test and refine your niche. Okay, so try different income streams. You can try a digital product, you can try coaching, you can try maybe YouTube content creation. Just try one or two or three, right? And find out the one that people respond better to. So once they respond, once you see that, oh, responses are coming in from here, you can then zero in on that as your main income stream. Okay, so you can also use questionnaires to ask people. You can mirror what other creators are doing in the field. You can choose your main offer based on what works. Okay, and finally, I always like to say this, in whatever you do, what will make you not to be lost is that you become so good that nobody can ignore you. It's not just about, oh, everybody's monetizing, I want to monetize. You want to organize yourself in a way that you become so good that nobody can ignore you, right? Whatever you do, you want to become the best at it. Once again, as I'm saying this, do not let your imposter get the best of you. If you answered yes to any of the questions I spoke about earlier, you have a monetizable skill already. Okay, you already have a monetizable skill. And becoming so good, you don't need 20 years to become good. All you need is a template, which I'll share with you. The first thing is, becoming so good is, number one, you must have a big promise, like we talked about. How much will you help people to get? How many clients will you get them in a month? That's a big promise. Have one platform, focus on one platform. At the end of the day, once you've been able to say, oh, this is the one that works, focus on that platform. Okay, choose only one offer. Another reason many people fail in this monetization is they're trying to sell too many things at the same time. Only one offer. If it's a digital product you have, sell that product in the morning, afternoon, night, come back again. Everything you do should sell it consistently for 1 year before you move on to another thing. Too many people, they dump ideas. You dump your ideas before it even comes to fruition. A pregnant woman will carry a baby inside her for 9 months, and you will even be praying that that baby will you carry that baby to term. You don't want the baby to be aborted. In the same way, carry your offer, the offer you come up with. Can you try selling it for a longer period of time? Right, instead of giving up, oh, it didn't sell, oh, I launched. People just think, oh, you launch and then you go and sleep. When you launch, that's just the beginning. Then you begin to sell it every day until you're known for it. Okay, so sell that offer for 1 year before you move on to the next best thing. All right, and this is what I said I was going to give to you, right? I'm going to probably just share this with Wilson. I really wish we could do it on the call today, but I want to quickly take questions. I'm so sorry for the technical glitch that happened earlier, right? So this is your freelance career development strategy. And what I usually do is I would make you fill in your niche. What are the skills that you think you can, you just answer all the questions that we had put together earlier, and then you come up with an hypothetical niche for yourself. Then you make a big promise in that niche. So say for, let me give an example. So if your niche, we give an example earlier, social media. So you can write, right? So you're a content creator for people in maybe the agricultural space because you studied agriculture. So you're a content creator for people in the agricultural space, right? Your big promise might be you will get them 10 investors per month. 10 investors that will invest in maybe six figures in dollars, or whatever it is for you. You make a big promise, and that will guide you on all the skills that you need. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is, what do you need to deliver your big promise? Do you need a skill? Do you need a certification? Do you need experience? Do you need visibility? You need to put that in here. And finally, you then start looking at, how do you bridge the gap between where you are now and where you're going. Okay, how can you bridge the gap? So say for example, your skills. So what skills, the skills you need, where are you now, right? What do you need? How long do you need to bridge the gap? What do you need to do? Where do you need to go to get that skill? Do you need some certifications? Do you need some volunteer internships? Are there some books you need to read? Are there some influencers you need to follow? And as you do all of this, right, you're able to then make a very good career plan for yourself. All right, so at this point I will say a very big thank you to you for listening. I'm sorry we had to rush through this, and I'm sorry once again about the technical glitch. I hope you learned something. All right,
Hey, can you hear me? Confirm you can hear me.
over
Can you
to
hear
you.
me, Bolu?
Still can't hear.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Uh, your system really
I think
affected
you
you
call
there.
back in. Okay, I'll leave the call and come.
Uh, okay, let's try that. See, let's try that. Okay, yeah, thanks everyone for listening. So sorry for the technical glitch. Really unexpected, and I think she was just having a lot of system issues. But what I tried to do was to capture as much as possible the things she was saying on the chat. So if you go through the chat, you see a couple of things there. First of all, there was like 6 or 7 questions she asked for you to start with to understand what skill you would require, or what skill you have that is monetizable. Can you hear us now? Bolu, can you hear us now? Still having the okay. So I will just go ahead. I think she's having issues hearing us. So there were like 7 questions she asked to know what skill you can monetize. Some of those questions ranges from things you enjoy doing to things people tell you you're good at. And I know a couple of people dropped some things and things that people have paid you for before or complimented you on. There were 7 of them. So she talked about that for a start. And then the next thing she did as well was talk about 4 wheels. So she said, think of your skill as a car and success as the destination you're headed. And then she said, for your car, which is your skill, there are some things you need to know to make that skill valuable enough or good enough to take you to your destination. And they were like the 4 wheels. If you go through the chart, I think you will see them. But maybe what I can do as well is try to get the slides, and as much as possible, everyone who joined this call, I will try to reshare it via via LinkedIn or something and just drop it there for you to see. I think that's what we'll do. She also has a quiz that can help you like narrow down, niche down. She talked about certain concepts as well, like making a big promise. Most people typically would want to have everything figured out before they try to monetize their skills. But I think one thing she advised or emphasized is think of the big promise you're going to make for people, and then think about what are the skills, the resources, the certificates, whatever you need, what are things you need to be able to deliver that big promise, and then identify the gaps that currently exist between where you are and where you need to be able to deliver that big promise, and then walk your way through it. I think that was something she mentioned, which was quite I think quite good. Yeah, just trying to summarize. Also, she mentioned the need to be very good at what you do. So at first, if you're starting small, she said, try to be like the big fish in the small ocean when you're starting small, so that you don't need to chase so much, right? So start small, try to convince people, deliver, refine, test till you become so good at it that when you go to the bigger ocean, it's easy for you to play there. Because if you're so small and you go into a bigger ocean with more established names, and I can say that for sure, I've experienced that before. It's difficult for you to stand out, and people might not be able to like connect with what you're doing. But your ability to start small, right? Build capacity before you move, and yeah, look for the bigger clients. That will help you monetize things even better. I hope that communicated as much as possible. At least that's like a quick summary of all the things she has said. I typically will ask her a question, but Bolu, confirm, can you still hear us? Can you still hear me? Okay, you're muted.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, now you can hear me. Yeah. So, yeah. So, if anyone has a question, someone asked, "What's the quiz? How do we get it across?" Maybe you share with me, and then I share on the chat for people to pick it up. I think, and your slides as well, please, if you can. I will still want to repost and just send it to them. Yeah. But let's see, is there any question in the chat? I know some people dropped a couple of questions before. Let me see if I can pick them up, and then we'll take it from there. Just checking. Any questions? Any questions? So let's see. Can't see anyone. Okay, I know someone asked, how do you distinguish yourself when you have so many people also offering similar things? So maybe in a minute or two, if you can share your perspective, what can people do to really distinguish themselves? Yeah.
All right. So I think the first thing to note when you start having those thoughts is the fact that there is nothing you're doing that there are not maybe another 5, 10, 20, 100, 120 people doing. Whatever it is that you want to do, many people are doing it, okay? So that idea of you want to come up with something novel, I don't believe in it, because trust me, people have thought about it, people have done something similar, okay? So number one is to know that whatever you're going to do, there are people that are doing it, okay? That's one. Number two is to know that ir- irrespective of the number of people that are doing what you do, nobody can do it like you. Nobody has the same, even if they have the same skills, the same certification, and all of that, they don't have your personality and they do not have your network. Okay. And this is one thing I also like to say to people that are launching products and everything. You know, sometimes people tell me, oh, but the market is oversaturated. But I said, but I tell them there are people in your network that don't have access to this thing. And it's only if you don't stand up, they will never have access to it. Some of them have access to other people, but they don't know those people, they don't trust them. But you are a face that they can trust, okay? So that's how to think, right? Yes, there may be an oversaturated market like in the big markets, but in your own small space, you're a voice that many people can trust. And because you stand up, you're giving the opportunity to people in your immediate space to experience what you have to offer. And what then happens is, as the offer goes out to them, when they see that it's good, they become your ambassadors, they become your evangelists, and then they take it out there. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, I think that sheds a lot of light into it. One, you know that whatever you're doing, some other person most likely has thought about it and is probably doing something similar. But importantly, it's your uniqueness. Nobody can express things exactly the way you do. And thirdly, is leverage your network. So people might be doing a lot of things, but the people within your network might not trust them enough, but they will trust you. So good point. Just because of time, I know you have somewhere to go. Thank you so much for yeah sharing with us. Irrespective of the technology glitch, I think we still got some things. And when you share those things with me, I will try and reach out to as many people as I know were on the call and just try to send it to them to utilize. So thank you so much. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us today. Same time next month, end of the month, the last Saturday of the month, every 5 p.m. Well, 5 p.m. British Standard Time. We'll be convening. Next time, we already have our guest ready, and he will be talking to us about our careers and how we can make the best out of it. So super excited for that session. And please do well to follow, just look out for it. I think that announcement should be going out next week. And then please do well to sign in or register for it. For those who probably want to be part of our community as well. So we're building like a community of people, not just on LinkedIn, because sometimes people don't get to see some of these things till late. So please feel free to drop a message on LinkedIn, and I will add you to that list because we're launching our community soon, and from there you'll be getting real updates. So thank you, everyone. Thanks again, Bolu. It was really wonderful having you on this call, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Wilson, and thank you to everybody that came. Bye, everyone.
Bye for now.